G'day everyone, welcome back to another video. Now in this video today we're going to be reacting to Donald Trump speaking about the Strait being opened, calling out NATO, Albo trying to go in and get the glory once it's all over. So much is happening, so make sure you subscribe or join to be a member if you want these videos early and support the channel. But let's get into this and see what Trump is saying.
And now that the Hormuz Strait situation is almost over, I received a call from NATO asking if we would like some help. Thank you very much, NATO. And I told them I would have liked your help 2 months ago, but now I really don't want your help anymore.
Of course. Can you imagine offering help at the end? Once it's all peace deals, the Strait's opening, it's all coming to an end, and then you go out there and say, we'll come out and help. That's such a NATO move, and that's such an Albo move. You know, going out there and being like, oh, all the conflict is over. Oh, yeah, we'll come in and we'll take glory that we've helped. So we can write in the history books that Australia did help. No, it's a complete disgrace. It makes us look so weak. And how disappointing in Australia that this is our reaction. Once it's over, we'll go in and help. Like, we must be a laughing stock to most of the world that actually wanted to help. NATO looks so weak through this whole thing. It's a very bad look.
Because they were absolutely useless when we needed them.
Yep.
But actually, we never needed them. They needed us. They need us. They need us so badly.
And we do. A lot of people still don't understand because they're brainwashed by mainstream propaganda that Australia doesn't really have an army. We spend like more on NDIS fraud than we do on our own military. So what's going to happen now that we've shown we won't help until it's all over? Like, what do they think's going to happen if a war outbreaks? What if China comes over here? I mean, it's going to be a complete shit show. So this is why we need to remember who our allies are. Iran isn't our ally, believe it or not. They've actually done attacks on Australians, believe it or not. They sponsor most of that around the world, believe it or not. Don't get bought into the mainstream propaganda that them being allowed to make nukes is a good thing. Or did you not even hear that is why this whole thing is happening? I don't know how many people don't understand that a radical Islamic regime cannot have nukes. Shocker. Comment down below if you agree that they should not have them. I think that's a given. But comment down below.
You know, it's a little bit like if you're a politician. It's hard to believe I'm a politician, but after I won, people came up to me, sir, I'd like to make a major contribution to your campaign. And I said, listen, just so you understand, campaign contributions after I won don't count.
Yep.
Okay, they don't count. And NATO after we won, that doesn't count either. It's the same thing. But you have to remember that because we spend hundreds of billions of dollars a year. We spend money. We spend, I would say, in many cases, close to $1 trillion over a couple of years. $1 trillion to help them.
So, you know, that shows you he does give so much help to the world. And that's why they're pulling back now, because we won't help them. They're our ally, regardless. And how funny is it that this whole war happened and people are defending Islamic regime, a radical Islamic regime, having control of the world's oil. They say, no, leave them alone. They should control the Strait. They should have all the control. Oh, yeah. You really want a radical Islamic regime that's done attacks on Australian soil and killed Australians having control on our oil supply? I mean, personally, we should just drill our own oil here and refine it here and not be reliant on anywhere around the world for our oil. But that's just a right-wing crazy conspiracy theory, you know? So how could you want these people having control of our oil? Having control through that strait. It's funny, soon as it got bad, America said, oh, so you only want to let people through that you want through, Iran. We'll just block the whole strait. A few days later, the whole strait's open. Funny that, isn't it? See how easy it was to get this resolved. So we all need it open or nothing. That's the way it should be. And you cannot have nuclear bombs because we might not be here very long if that happens. I know we've let a lot of shit in our country, but surely you're not that manipulated to think that Iran should have nukes. Really? If you think that, you're too far gone. And if you don't know what's really happening in Australia right now, where we've just shown how weak we are, one of our 2 refineries have been on fire and it showed we're in the shit. Victoria lost half their fuel production because we can't even produce fuel. We won't drill for oil. We're globalized. The government want to rely on overseas. The first thing they did during a fuel crisis, instead of being like, okay, this really showed you how open we are to these tragedies, attacks, pandemics, anything around the world that could happen that will restrict our fuel supply. So let's start drilling here and refining here. Instead, they go, let's run around the world and get a day's worth of fuel and act like we've done something, like Albo did. It's a complete disgrace and it's not helping Australians. Start drilling here, start manufacturing here, start getting things back in Australia, just like he wants to do in America. It's not that extreme. The mainstream media is against every country that is trying to stick up for themselves without being part of this globalization at the moment. Open borders, free trade, everyone come in, everyone do anything. No screening, there's no countries, there's no bloody patriotism, there's nothing. That's what they want. So don't buy into it. We need to stick up to be Australian and our allies. And remember who we are and who we fight for and what we fight for. Australian culture. They want to erode that and we cannot let that happen. If they had it their way, there would be no Australian culture. It would be just a mishmash of everything. And that's what they are trying to do. That's why mass immigration is happening. Because it's easy to control the masses if you just let everyone in. Don't want people that come here to assimilate, that built this great country and create conflict. No social cohesion. You know, it's out of control. You can see it. Can you afford groceries? Fuel. It's just going to get worse and worse. Can you get a house? Can you buy a house? Good luck. This is the Labor government's Australia. You will own nothing and be happy. Except we're not happy and we are sick of it. And we're sick of getting treated as second-class citizens in our own country. It's time we stand up and speak up for Australia again, because we do not want to be in a position where Australian culture is completely gone and all the great immigrants that came here in the past to be Australian and assimilate are now told, don't do that. All the new immigrants come here and bring your shit from overseas and don't come here for a better life. Just have your culture here. You can remember your culture, but it's about coming here to assimilate. And the Labor government are saying the opposite at the moment. They want multiculturalism, which creates division, as we've seen. It does not create unity. You can only be unity if we're all under the same values and the same country, and that's the bottom line. But anyway, comment down below what you think. Like this video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and join to be a member if you want to show some extra support. It means a lot to me. Or buy a coffee in the description. It means a lot, helps me make these videos. But I'll see you in the next one. Keep speaking up for Western culture and pride.